What is going on, everybody? I am back with the next video. I know it's been a little more of a gap between the first two videos for this one, but I'll explain that in a little bit. I'm gonna keep this video on the shorter side, and I really want to talk about Team Lab Borderless because I went there last Sunday. What I'm going to do first though is I'm just going to give an update on how I'm doing and maybe an explanation for why these videos are going to come out with an irregular schedule, and also why there are some difficulties perhaps with me filming things while I'm here. So I'll touch on that first, the reason why I can't necessarily show you everything that I'm doing here. Since I'm making these videos for a small YouTube channel, it's kind of hard for me to feel like I have the sort of authority to go filming literally everything and have nobody around me have a problem with it. Especially when I'm here in Japan, more often than not, places have pretty strict rules about what you can and cannot do. Especially when it comes to filming and taking pictures, a lot of places here would rather you not do that sort of thing. So my lack of B-roll sometimes is mostly attributed to paying attention to those customs here. Also, to talk about the irregularity of scheduling for my videos, classes are starting to pick up, and yes, they are a lot of work even though it's the summer. As such, you can expect me to have to study for exams and do other things during my free time that aren't shooting these videos. Needless to say, I will try my best to show you everything cool that I do, and anything that I want to share with you guys, you can rest assured that I will try my best to do so. A quick update on my situation: I'm going into week 3 of classes and week 4 of being in Tokyo. Still been amazing this entire time. I believe we're starting to enter rainy season, and we're also starting to get a taste of how hot it can get in this city. Neither condition is really preferable, so I'm hoping that I'm able to survive. Other than that, I've just been having a great time talking with the people who are also on the program with me, and even with some of the other activities that I've done that have been sponsored by Temple. I got to do a sports night in a local high school gym with some local university students. I also recently went to a Koto playing night where players from the Showa Women's University played Koto for everyone, and then we actually got to try it ourselves. It was a lot of fun. The Koto is a very beautiful classical instrument, and I switched into a class that I'm taking now called Exploring Japanese Popular Music, and we're covering all of this traditional Japanese music that is actually really interesting. I wasn't quite sure that my modern ears would be able to appreciate what happened in the past with Japanese music culture, but it really sounds beautiful. Now to talk about the main thing in this video, Team Lab Borderless. I honestly cannot find the words to describe how awesome it was, and I have a bunch of footage that I can show you, but I can promise you that it does not do it justice to seeing it in person. It's a completely different experience when you're looking at it in person versus seeing it in a video, especially when before I came, all I did was watch those videos and tips on how to get the most out of your borderless experience. But I definitely can say with 100% certainty that nothing beats actually being there and seeing it. So if you don't know what Team Lab Borderless is, it's a giant art installation that uses mainly projectors and projection-based art. The exhibits actually change as the day goes on. Some of the art can move from room to room, and other art actually responds to the people that are standing in the room. It's all very heavy on the senses. I know a lot of people explained it to me before I went as sensory overload, and I can definitely sympathize with that explanation. It is very true. I think one of the coolest things is this guy that I have here is a bird that I got to color in, and it seemed a little childish at first until you realize that you can scan the paper and then your animal that you drew in all of its color will actually move around the space that you're in. Whether it's a bird, it will fly. You can make alligators, butterflies, flowers. It was really cool. I know most people say that Team Lab Borderless is more centered towards children, and there were definitely children-based activities there, but it was still amazing to see. I think one of my personal favorites, which I made sure not to get any footage of because I really wanted to immerse myself, was the floating nest. I ended up having to wait about 30 minutes for it because it is one of the more popular attractions, but it was incredible. You step out onto this mesh net that is about 10 feet off the ground above some mirrors, and so the entire room is covered in these projections that are swirling around you with a very powerful orchestral score playing in the background. And it's just truly something that you have to take in. Like, you have to fully be present in that moment, and it's beautiful. So yeah, basically, Team Lab Borderless, amazing. Definitely worth the 3,000-ish yen that it was, which is about $30 for a ticket. I would highly recommend that anybody in Tokyo at least check out Team Lab Borderless. Definitely should be high on your list. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!